For a long time, my mornings felt rushed before the day even started. I would wake up and I was already mentally behind. It was like the day was happening to me before I even had a chance to just breathe. But lately, I've been changing a few really small things, some micro adjustments that have been making me feel happier in ways I really never ever expected. I really believe that the way we begin our mornings, at least for me, it affects the way I experience the rest of my day. So today, I want to share 8 morning habits that are helping me to slow down, protect my peace, and actually enjoy my life more and not miss out on the moments that sometimes I'm just sleepwalking through. Habit number one is the hardest one for me. Not immediately reaching for my phone. One of the biggest changes I made was stopping myself from immediately grabbing my phone the moment my eyes open. Because the second I pick it up, my brain belonged to everybody else. There were notifications and emails and social media and the news and stress. Now, I try to give myself just a little bit of space before I let the outside world in. It's going to be there, even if it's 15 or 20 minutes later. And what I've noticed is that when I don't start my day scrolling, and it is hard, but I do feel calmer mentally and I feel less reactive. I'm present in the moment, I'm experiencing the moment. I don't miss waking up to the chaos that I was waking up to before as soon as I grab my phone. Habit number two is drinking my Proffee and hydrating first. This is now one of the favorite parts of my morning. My Proffee, which is my protein coffee. Having a little baby bottle of water with some crystal light in it and just quiet. It sounds simple, but I stop rushing through this moment. I actually sit down to drink my coffee and enjoy it. And that tiny little shift changed something for me emotionally. Instead of immediately doing, now I start my moment by being. And hydration is this thing that genuinely makes you feel better. You feel physically better. You feel more awake, you feel more energized, less sluggish. And that starts me out emotionally calm. And that matters for the rest of my day. Habit number three is opening up my curtains and getting natural light in. This office has no natural light. So this is one of the simplest things that really affects my mood. If I don't open the curtains at home and get sunlight, I get it in my car and that's it, because all day there's no sunlight in here. And I love light in my space. So I want my home to feel awake and peaceful and natural. I don't want it to feel dark and stressful and heavy. And for me, there's something really grounding about the natural light in the morning. There was less this morning because it was a rainy day. But when there is sunshine, especially with time going ahead, it just signals to me like a fresh start, a new day. No matter what went wrong yesterday, today's a new day. Habit number four, slow down instead of starting the day feeling rushed, because I used to rush through my mornings. I mean, constantly. Everything felt urgent. Everything was an emergency the way I was moving. But lately I started asking myself, what would actually happen if I slow down just a little bit? And most of the time, nothing bad happens. I'm on time for work. My son's on time for school. And what I've learned is that rushing steals joy out of just ordinary little moments. And I try to move slower on purpose now. I drink my coffee a little bit slower instead of gulping it down while multitasking. I'm not constantly checking my watch, and life feels better that way, to tell you the truth, not rushing. So if you are like me and you've also been craving a softer, calmer, more peaceful, happier life, comment below. Tell me one small habit that you want to start changing, because I'd really love to know. Now, my fifth habit is to create a calm home environment. I've realized that my environment really affects my nervous system, and it affects it more than I really have ever thought about. So lately, I've been trying to create little moments of comfort at home. Things that are pretty easy: softer lighting, a cleaner, uncluttered space, calm scents. I actually want to buy an essential oil diffuser this weekend because I want my mornings to smell peaceful too, like vanilla, warm and relaxing. And I'm learning that peace isn't always found in like huge dramatic shifts. Sometimes it's the little teeny tiny details. Habit number six, I want to protect my energy early in my day. I've also become really more protective of how my energy feels in the morning. because how I feel to start my day affects everything else. If it starts out badly for me, it tends to go downhill. But when I start out well, it doesn't go downhill. I don't want to start my mornings out overwhelmed anymore. So I'm really paying attention to what and who drains me, what and who calms me, and what feels emotionally balanced. And I'm realizing peace is something that I have every right to. And it's something that I have to purposely create. I can't just wait for peace to arrive at my doorstep. Number 7 is keeping stress out of our mornings as much as possible. One thing, and I've been doing this the entire school year, is making sure that I am not bringing stressful conversations into the morning with my son before he goes to school. Not every serious topic in life has to happen at 7 a.m. And I want both of our mornings to feel calmer, safer, lighter. When we separate in the morning and I go to work and he goes to school, I want us to both have that positive energy. And I realize I don't want us carrying stress before the day even begins. And that shift alone, I notice, has changed the feelings of our mornings all school year. I might have been feeling tense inside, but he didn't know it. He got out the car feeling relaxed. Habit number 8 is, for me, expect something good to happen. Stop waiting for the other shoe to drop. Stop waiting for something bad to happen. I've stopped waking up expecting stress. Now I try to really believe, almost manifest, that something good's going to happen today. It could be something small, something meaningful, something beautiful. Maybe it's a peaceful moment. Maybe a student told me about something good to happen in their day, a good conversation, a laugh, a free Wawa coffee, a quiet win like that. But I'm intentionally trying to seek and choose joy. And that mind shift changes how I experience my entire day. So I'm really starting to realize that reinvention sometimes looks smaller. It doesn't have to be, like I said, this big 180-degree change. Sometimes it's simply deciding, like, I want my mornings and my whole life to feel better. And then figuring out what would do that for you and slowly build those habits. Slowly build the habits to support that version of yourself. And that's what I'm trying to do right now. Not perfection, because that's hard, but more peace, more calm, more joy. I'm starting to feel the daily difference. Now, if this kind of intentional living and self-reinvention content speaks to you, make sure you subscribe and hit that bell notification so that you know whenever I upload a video, because this channel is really evolving. It's becoming a space about creating a life that actually feels good for us to live. See you soon, everybody.